Hi everyone, unfortunately today's video is a bad news video, which I don't think I've ever done before. After 2 years of using Filmic Pro myself, it's turned out that they are now almost definitely moving into a subscription-based model, meaning that you'll be paying small amounts regularly rather than a one-off payment that you have paid before. But how does that work? What does it mean for everyone else? Let's get into it. And the way I found out about this wasn't from Filmic Pro themselves on a big announcement on social media. It was actually from someone who was complaining about this on Twitter. And they said that surely this isn't a subscription-based model anymore. And then Filmic Pro started replying, and it became evident that actually they are trialing subscription-based models for Filmic Pro to find out what their best modeling is for subscriptions. So it wasn't a big announcement by the company themselves. It was actually only sort of aired publicly by someone else who found out on the app. And so because I own Filmic Pro already, it wouldn't show me anything about the subscription service. So I then used my girlfriend's phone to download the Filmic Pro app to her phone, and to my surprise, it said that Filmic Pro is free. So I thought, well, that's strange. So I downloaded it, and then as you download it and you go into the terms of service or that kind of stuff, it then says free trial or £2.99 a week. I actually couldn't believe this when I read that. I thought £2.99 a week, okay, that's got to be some kind of misprint or something, but no, it was there on the screen staring at me flat in the face. And if you don't have Filmic Pro already, currently at least, you're going to have to pay £2.99 a week to use it, which is about £143 a year. Now, Filmic Pro have replied to one or two people on Twitter about this issue, saying essentially the reason for looking to move to a subscription model is to secure the financial viability of the company. Now, I'm not 100% against subscriptions per se if it's priced well and you get a lot for your money, but £2.99 a week doesn't work for me. I don't have a spare £143 a year to put into a filmmaking app. And when you look at other apps as well that are charging £5, £6, £7, £10, £15 for a one-off purchase, you then start to think, well, what's going to be more value for my money? Now, don't get me wrong, I love Filmic Pro. I absolutely love the app. Without it, I wouldn't be a smartphone filmmaker. I wouldn't be teaching smartphone filmmaking to people around the country. I certainly wouldn't be doing one-to-ones with people about making documentaries because of it as well. It's really given me a lot of opportunities I wouldn't have had otherwise. But I have to be honest, because I want to make sure that it continues to be successful. So how does this affect people moving forward? Well, people like me, even though I teach it, I live in London, rent and bills are high, I can't afford to spend £143 a year on an app. So even though I could keep my original app, if they go into a subscription model, if I don't get the updates, it may not necessarily be a viable option for me depending on what those updates are. Maybe you'll get to a point where if you don't have the latest update, you won't be able to use the app. That's a big worry for me as well. For people who are new getting into filmmaking, that's a huge question mark for them. If I, back 2 years ago, was looking at Filmic Pro and it was £2.99 a week, I wouldn't have bought it because I couldn't afford that. I think a lot of people who are newcomers into filmmaking will feel the same. The great thing about Filmic Pro is it does create a very affordable, it's £15 originally, the app. It's an extremely affordable way to get into filmmaking and learn all about the intricacies of camera work as well, which is a really amazing and important thing for people who don't have a high budget to pay hundreds of pounds a year for things. Now, one of the main reasons that it's looking very obvious that they're going to move into a subscription model at some point, not 100% as I say, but pretty obvious that they will, is that they partnered with Bending Spoons. Now, who are Bending Spoons? They're an AI company that took over Splice, which is a mobile editing app, and they turned that into a subscription model. So the fact that they've partnered with Bending Spoons, which is an Italian company who do this, it seems inevitable that they will end up going into a subscription model. As much as I hope they don't, it looks like they will. What does that mean for people who actually already have Filmic Pro? If it's going into a subscription service, are we then gonna have to start paying a monthly subscription price? Now, on Twitter, they replied to someone basically saying, we're exploring different options for a subscription model. People who already have Filmic Pro won't have to pay for the subscription model moving forward. But what they didn't explain was whether you'll still get the updates. So one thing that's really important for them to state very soon to people before people start jumping ship to other apps is if you already have Filmic Pro, will you still get the updates? Or do you have to have the subscription in order to get the upcoming updates for Filmic Pro moving forward? It's a big question and they need to answer that quick. Something that's a big mistake with the subscription model so far as well is the fact that if you are subscribed at £2.99 a week, you still don't get the add-ons included with that subscription, which I think is a huge mistake going forward. If you can have a subscription plan, you should get those add-ons included. Otherwise, it's really getting to that kind of ballpark of taking the mick out of customers. So I think, as much as I love Filmic Pro, and I hope that it has success, and that if they do go for a subscription model, that it stays viable for people like myself who don't have really any money to spare, or much money at all, then this is something that gets fixed. Now, as I say, I'm not 100% against a subscription-based model for Filmic Pro if it means that you still get good updates, they're able to keep the company running, that kind of thing. I'm not 100% against it, but it has to be in a way that is really financially viable for the customers and new people who want to get into smartphone filmmaking. So this is my suggestion, Filmic Pro, and for everyone else, let me know what you think in the comments down below for what would be a viable subscription model for people. Instead, you charge it monthly. If you want to charge it monthly, then you charge £3 a month, maybe even £2 a month. That way you're getting a lot more money than you were before still, but you're also keeping it very affordable for people, because £2 or £3 a month, it's less than a cup of coffee, so it really is not a lot of money. And over the course of a year, that's going to cost 20, 30 something pounds. It's really not that much money at all. And if the updates keep coming, I personally think that's worth it. So if you did a charge of £2 to £3 a month, I think that would be worth it for just about everyone. And then if you're someone who doesn't want to pay that, you can still keep your £15 copy of the sort of main Filmic Pro app and still use that as you are now. I think that's the most logical way to do a subscription service moving forward. That way people who don't want to pay can still keep the app, which is looking like what it is right now. And then people who want to continue to get the updates can pay £3 or £2 a month. I think that's a much more safe and viable way for things to go for Filmic Pro. So everyone, let me know what you think about the idea of Filmic Pro moving to a subscription model down below in the comments section. Let's have a good discussion about it. Is it something that you think is acceptable? Is it something you think is affordable at $2.99 a week? What would your idea of a good subscription model be? And would you be able to afford it if it went to subscription of any kind? Or would you simply be moving to a different app of choice? See you on the next one. Bye bye.